This is Rye Dude from MetalNation.com and Metal Nation Radio, on site today at London Music Hall in London, Ontario, Canada, joined by none other than Max Cavalera from such bands as Sepultura, Soulfly, Killer Be Killed, Cavalera Conspiracy, and tonight, him and Soulfly will be performing as Nailbomb, so we can all enjoy Point Blank in its entirety. And how's Canada been so far?
Great.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Canada tours we ever did. 70 shows here. Really wild places like Timmins and Thunder Bay, you know. But all the shows were like packed, man. Like a lot of it was sold out.
Yeah.
And it was just killer, man. The crowd really loved Nailbomb. And I think Canada is real metal, you know. They really love their metal here.
They like their punk too, so that's why I think Nailbomb really kind of hits home,
Struck a chord.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, when I was like 13 years old, that's when Nailbomb came out, and I heard it for the first time, and I had mixed feelings. I didn't know if it was going to be like Sepultura, if it was going to be something else, you know. And when I heard it, I was really big in the ministry at the time. So when I heard it, I thought, man, this is better, this is great, this is amazing. And then it didn't really go anywhere. Like, it didn't, you know, you didn't tour it or nothing really, you know. And it was a little disappointing, but then Soulfly and everything else, and I thought, this is fantastic, man. So
yeah, it was the idea. We did it just for the purpose of being a side project, because Alex, he doesn't like playing live, you know. He's done with that life, so I respect that. So we pretty much kill it, you know. Like, we did Point Blank, and we did the live record in Holland, Proud to Commit Commercial Suicide, and we call it a day, you know. But we never said anything about touring. We never mentioned, like, if we ever going to tour or not. And then last year, Gloria had the idea, you should tour with that. It'll be really cool. Like, your fans love it. It'll be good for you, too, to go back and revisit like we did with Root, which is really cool. So we really kind of put a really cool record on a power band like Soulfly.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
No, it's amazing.
It's like it's on. The fire is on, and it's just explosive and crazy. And we got the original backdrop. You see it tonight.
Yeah, I saw the picture from last night too.
Yeah. And then Alex got in touch with Gloria. Well, Gloria got in touch with Alex, and he sent all the original decks from the sounds.
Right.
So we put all them in a sampler. My son Igor is playing the samplers and singing.
You got the backing tracks.
So we got the industrial vibe. So it still feels like a ministry kind of show with all the noises, but we are playing as a live band. So
it really sets the
like
tone. Yeah.
It's fucking killer, man. Like, especially the electronic shit. Like, we translate into organic sound band.
Yeah.
World of Shit, Religious Cancer. It's fucking amazing.
You've got a lot of it in the new Cavalera Conspiracy album too, Psychosis.
Yeah. Hellfire.
Like Hellfire, the end of Hellfire.
Completely Nailbomb.
It's pretty cool, man. It's so good.
Nailbomb meets Godflesh.
Yeah, it's so sludgy and just powerful.
Maybe a little bit of Torch.
Yeah, I really like it, man. It's one of my favorite
I was listening to a lot of Torch when I wrote that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, the idea came and we did it, and we did it last year. We decided to do like an underground thing, you know. It's small. We're gonna go to small places. We don't give a fuck. We're gonna pack them in. We don't care what kind of stage. We don't care if there's no stage. We don't care if there's no barricade. It's punk.
Just gonna play this record. And
punk as fuck, man. And don't care where. Let's go everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's take this thing everywhere. Underground as fuck. Make a package on the ground. Like last year we had Cannabis Corpse, Noisem, Lodi Kong, and then later Harm's Way.
Yeah.
This year we got Today's the Day, which is legendary punk metal. You know, everybody loves them. And Uncured, which is cool, like a young new band, and Lodi Kong, you know, the kids band.
How's that feel like touring around with Lodi Kong now with Igor and Zion?
I love it. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I think their new stuff is gonna blow.
Well, it's great to have family close by you all the time too, right?
You know, and I'm not just saying because they're my kids, but I really like the stuff. I went to their practice and I couldn't help. I was just headbanging the whole time.
I dig it too, man. And like creative, very creative. Even the music videos. If I didn't like, I would have
probably told them like I'm not too much into it, but. I do. I like it a lot. I think it's great. It's almost like Fudge Tunnel a little bit, which is like crazy because nobody's doing that.
Yeah, that's Alex's old
band. Kind of Fudge Tunnel kind of shit, you know. So, yeah, it's cool, man. It's underground. Like a lot of the shows are real small, like Timmins and Thunder Bay and Brandon. You know, like I never even heard of some of those cities. Shenanigans. I don't know how you say that.
Shenanigans,
I call it shenanigans.
Wow. Yeah, man, for sure.
It's cool.
The Return to Roots tour, that really kind of lit a fire when you were going into the studio for Cavalera Conspiracy.
Yeah.
And you can really tell that the intensity of the album really shows what the level of power was in the studio.
Yeah, it doesn't sound nothing like Roots sonically.
No.
But the energy comes
that
from the
intensity. It's really cool. Do you think that this Nailbomb Point Blank tour is kind of giving you that same kick in the ass for a new Soulfly record?
I think it did already, because I already recorded, but the Soulfly record is really, to me, is very interesting because it's a bit of a return to some of the tribal stuff from the beginning.
Back to primitive.
And mixed with death metal and thrash metal that I love. So it's like, I call it tribal thrash. That's what I've been calling right now, which I think is cool. Because it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I've always called it tribal.
You got the tribal shit, and you got the trash shit, one by one,
right
next to each other. Like one song is tribal, one song is trash, one song is tribal, one song is trash. Like it's a really cool record. I'm really digging it. Like
you kind of do best of both worlds. Even with Cavalera Conspiracy, you get that industrial sludge power, and then with Soulfly you've got the primal instead of the industrial, and it's more like the drums and the.
I even have like the new Soulfly has like black metal a little bit, which is cool. Like there's one song about a Navajo murder, and all the riffs I was listening to a lot of Dark Funeral, so everything's like like a really black metal. So it's really cool, man. It's a cool record. I think a lot of people are gonna dig it.
Right on.
I hope they dig it. I think it's really cool.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm looking forward to it.
It's kind of hard for me to say because I write all of them, so I'm in a weird position to judge them and stuff. But I don't know. I feel it's a very special record. For some reason, maybe because it's our 20 years of Soulfly, there's something really cool behind this record that we did it. And it's not totally done yet. There's still some twitches. We're twitching right now, make sure it sounds cool. Yeah. But we have Josh Wilbur produce it, and he's like famous for Lamb of God and Gojira, and great producer, man, Killer Be Kill, so the stuff sounds great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, Killer Be Killed. That was really good.
Yeah, we're working on another one later this year.
Same lineup?
Except for the drummer.
So Troy and Greg still?
Troy and Greg and me, and then we got Ben from Converge playing drums.
Nice. That's going to be a wicked album.
Yeah.
Right on. So, do you think revisiting these older albums, Roots and Nailbomb, do you think that's kind of done something differently with your outlook on where you want to go with the music in the future? Is it like revitalized your feeling about the industry and what you want to do?
Well, I think it makes me realize how cool and important this music is, and how important those records were. Like the Return to Roots tour was massive, man. It was like really, almost like a religious experience to certain levels. Some of the shows were completely like everybody was singing every
very emotional
fucking word of it. Even like spit. It was like, really, man, goosebumps. So it's like made me realize, man, this, those records are really make a mark on people's life.
I think it's very important, especially now. People need to be told, you need to stand up and speak out for what, and it's okay to be angry. Do something with it.
Yeah.
And I think that the current condition of what's happening in the world now. And I think
it's kind of, at my point of my career, I keep going forward with like Cavalera, Soulfly, but it's kind of cool that I also look, back behind, like appreciate the old works as well. The other day I was Immolation asked me to sing on they did a cover of Morbid Visions. So I went back and decided to listen to Morbid Visions again. And I was really intrigued. It was really cool. Like this is a cool record, man. Like it's a shitty production and sounds like crap, but the stuff is cool. The songs are cool, and then I heard some other bands doing, there's Urga Hall does Funeral Rites, and I love them, I like that whole black metal era, all those bands, Behaxen, shit like that, and Urga Hall doing Funeral Rites, fucking spot on.
Right on.
It's pretty killer. You know, same with Misery Index. They just did Wasting Away, you know, Nailbomb on their new single, and I was really blown away by that too. And I was really happy that they,
of course,
they decided to cover Nailbomb. You know, not many people, you know.
I wouldn't say
really
it's
know.
obscure.
It's not that they don't know it, but it's
yeah.
kind of, it's obscure. It's a cult kind of record. You know?
It's like when someone picks a song like that and then covers it, you know they really enjoyed it, because why would they just pick some obscure song rather than, you know, something that, you know, topped the charts or, you know, something.
So it was I really like I think Nailbomb, I think Point Blank, that record was created to be played live. It's a waste.
It's aggressive. Yeah.
It's a waste.
Yeah.
It's a pure waste. So now that I play that shit live every night, it's so powerful, and it makes me feel really good about the record and what I did. And I think it's cool. It's kind of like a teaching also new generations to appreciate older works.
Yeah, it brings it to the forefront again.
You like Soulfly? Well, check out some of my older shit too. You know, check out, like, you know, Beneath the Remains, you know, Arise, Point Blank, you know, some cool shit in there too. You know,
Arise was my first cassette tape I ever owned.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even really a metalhead at the time. I just bought it purely because of the artwork on the cover. I thought it was so cool. I wanted to take it home with me.
Seafood Nightmare.
Yeah, and then I fell in love with it. And my stepfather was a drummer at the time, and he brought me into this whole world of new music for me, and that's what basically started it all. As my collection was that cassette tape and that artwork, and it's still to this day, every time I look at that artwork, I stare at it.
Yeah, that's what Chuck from Death jokingly called it. He told Igor, it was like, it reminded him of a seafood
disaster.
Buffet nightmare with all the crabs,
all the
shit, you know, brains, you know.
No, it was really, really cool.
Oh, I love Michael Whelan. Michael Whelan's art is amazing. You know, I love. I like a lot. You know, the ones we committed to Chaos AD was done especially for us. Beneath the Remains was already painted. It's called Nightmare in Red. Dark Ages was really cool. It was called Apotheosis of War. It was an old painting of his, kind of black and white. I love the style of the black and white, you know. So yeah, Michael Whelan is great. I love artwork, man, in general, you know. Like right now we're working with the same guy that did Archangel earlier on.
Right.
And I mean, the new Soulfly is going to be kick-ass. The cover is going to be awesome.
Right on, man. I really want to thank you for sitting down with me. Again, it was an absolute pleasure. I've listened to you for 25 years. Man, you really spoke to me when I was a teenager. I couldn't stick up for myself when I was young. I was just a little beanpole. And your music, and music like yours in particular, told me that I had the power to stand up for myself. I could fight back and tell people to back the fuck down. And ever since then, I've been stronger for it, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I really appreciate that, man. I hope you have a great show tonight, man. I can't wait to see it. You got a couple more shows left on this tour in the United States.
Yeah, like a week.
Right, and then that's it.
We go on tour with Nile, but we don't come to Canada, unfortunately.
I really appreciate you coming to Canada, and a lot of shows in Canada, too.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun.
Right on, man.